God, thank you for inviting me back. I look forward to speaking with you guys this morning. I'm grateful always for the opportunity to talk about this topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is mentorship. And since we last met, I had the opportunity to listen to and then also to learn from Mr. James Vinegar. And in just that short amount of time, literally a few moments that he shared with me, he's given me valuable insight that will be treasured for a lifetime. And I just want to publicly take a moment to say thank you to him for the leadership, not only that he's provided for so many, but also for just taking time personally to share with me. And for me, he is kind of the epitome of what a recent article in Forbes describes as the 9 C's, or the 9 characteristics of a good mentor. And so I want to spend a little bit of time kind of talking about those 9 characteristics today. The first is what I was able to share with James Vinegar, which is conversations. Good mentoring means that we're able to have meaningful conversations that are going to not just feel good, but they're going to help us to move the needle forward in areas of your life or in your business that matter the most to you. And so any conversation that's going to cater to your strengths, factor in kind of what your current constraints are, and then create a set of possibilities that are going to show you how to make meaningful progress in a reasonable amount of time, are the conversations that you absolutely want to be having with your mentees. I actually wrote an article for Susan Cooper's wellness column recently, and I talked about a previous boss that kind of taught me the art of having conversations just on the way to the elevator. Give me the skinny is kind of what she would say to me, meaning give me the most relevant information that's needed in a short period of time. You know, I'm busy, but tell me what it is, tell me quickly so that I can process that information and then give you back some kind of nugget that you can use to make meaningful progress. And so I'm forever grateful for her taking time to show me that. And many of you, if you know, I've been here for about 12 years, you know that that's kind of the way I operate. I'm going to have a conversation with you, a quick one on the way to an elevator or in an elevator or to a meeting. And then we're going to turn that into something that is going to be good for us, for the agency, and for the citizens of Georgia. And so those kind of conversations is what we want to see you guys having with your mentees. Commitment is the next C. A good mentor kind of strives to make you being the mentee, a better you or a better mentee. They're committed to the actual growth journey and will help navigate you out of your comfort zone and into making something even more extraordinary happens. Nothing happens in the comfort zone. You got to move out of that. And commitment to moving out of that comfort zone into the extraordinary place is what the mentor brings to the mentee. And the mentee can kind of measure the commitment of their mentor by the questions, the tough questions that mentor is asking, and with the intent that they have, and how you get to see that things that you otherwise would not have seen, you're now seeing because of the commitment that the mentor has made to get you to that process, to get you unstuck if you're flailing, or just to get you to the next level. The third C is curiosity. A good mentor opens up the door to curiosity. As a result of working with your mentor, you should begin to kind of exude what I like to call a childlike enthusiasm about learning and growing. Good mentors go out of their way to create what Oprah might call an aha moment. You know, I didn't see it that way before. That curiosity starts to open up. Now, don't confuse that with what I've seen a lot too, is gotcha moments. And what I mean by gotcha is they created a moment, but it's a moment where you were left not feeling inspired, but rather you were feeling like you didn't know enough or you didn't have enough information. A good mentor is going to leave you feeling empowered, not defeated. And so as you're working with your mentees, you definitely want to make sure that you've got that right framework and that you're setting clear lines, opening up the curiosity, helping them find and discover new things, but not in a way that makes them feel less than. Clarity. In a good mentoring relationship, clarity should come automatically. You should understand that the mentor cares about you, cares about your life, your business, your family, and by default, they bring clarity to your goals and your actions. And so I want to open the floor up now to describe a time when maybe a mentor or someone or colleague that you worked with brought clarity for you on those levels. If there's anyone that has anything that they want to share about that, I'd love to hear it.
Hey, Denise, this is James. And first of all, I feel like I'm listening to a podcast. You are doing an amazing job. I want to clarify, to use an example of one of the things that you're talking about around clarity is my mentor will often ask me to clarify exactly what is it that my goal is or what am I trying to achieve. And if I just throw something out there around vagueness or something, he makes sure that he drills down and says, now I need for you to clarify for me. And he uses that word, exactly what it is you're trying to achieve. And I always resonate with that word because he uses it frequently, getting down to the very specifics. So hopefully that's a good example, but it's one that I hear very often.
You're hitting the nail on the head. That's exactly where I want it to go. That's the kind of trait that you want to see. Whoever is mentoring you has done a fantastic job and is preparing you to be able to mentor others. So that's exactly what I wanted to hear. The fifth C is capacity. Someone really smart, I don't know who, but someone really smart said that the power is really in the capacity to take action to produce meaningful results. So if you increase your capacity, you can produce better and bigger results in the same amount of time. So your mentor should help you unlock any untapped capacity that you may have that you can put to work and then accelerate your success rate. So I'll say that again. They're going to unlock any untapped capacity you may have and help you put to work things that'll help you accelerate your success rate. A good way to know if this is happening is at the end of a conversation with your mentor, you begin to find that something that seemed impossible now completely seems totally possible. The sixth C is confidence. Confidence will empower you and will give you motivation to take the right actions. A good mentor is going to help you discover your hidden strengths. They're going to believe in you and they're going to become your champion. And that's an actual quote from Ravi Gurapali, who's a global thought leader in mentoring, and also he's the CEO of Mentor Cloud. And so in your free time, you want to check him out at mentorcloud.net. Some really good tips, some really good nuggets there. The seventh C is connections. The right connections for you at the right time, folks, is going to instantly open new doors. It's going to expand your capacity and it's going to give you credibility just by association. So a good mentor is going to thoughtfully connect you with the right people via his or her network. Can anyone tell me why connections and networking is so important?
Denise, I can tell you, for me, one of the things is just getting access to new information, getting access to new resources. My connection with James, I think it was probably about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, we were down in Macon, and we were talking about leadership, and we were talking about something. Just it was at breakfast before the statewide leadership meeting, and he just mentioned, hey, have you ever heard of this guy, Darren Hardy? And I said, no. And so he sent me the link, and from that point forward, that resource of listening to Darren Hardy, of getting some of his materials, and using it as a way to challenge my own thinking, to going back to clarity, to getting more specific on my goals, and those type of things. That was a great resource that if I hadn't had somewhat of a network with James, I wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Absolutely. Connections vital. Connections heartbeat of what we do and how we move the needle forward. The eighth C is choreography. And James and I had the chance to talk about this quite a bit. It's kind of an awareness. It's using your powers as a good mentor to help the mentee kind of navigate through any available options. And so you're going to help them or teach them how to choreograph really the sequence of their career next steps so that they get maximum leverage. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how you want to be aware of what this agency is and how it works. And if someone could kind of describe for me maybe a conversation that they had that helped them learn how to navigate through the agency, what to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work, and how that's helpful coming from the mentor-mentee relationship. Does anyone?
Hey, Denise, Grant. You there?
I'm here.
Hey, Denise. I think that's a very important point, because one of the purposes, and you've mentioned this earlier, of a mentor-mentee relationship is that the mentee is relying on that mentor to guide them in those areas that they've already been, and that's what I think is we need to point out there. We're listening to this person that's already been in that role, possibly, or been in a similar role, and is sharing that knowledge. So I think that's important to remember there.
I agree. Does anyone else want to comment on that, about how it's really helpful to have someone to teach you how to navigate the agency?
Hi, Denise. This is Misty Kettering, and I just wanted to say that it was very helpful for me when I was given the opportunity to serve on the GPHSA, one of the committees, and that really progressed me as in my leadership and influence and networking and meeting other people, and that was given to me by someone helping choreograph my career path.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Can anyone talk briefly about what happens maybe to someone who never gets that kind of encouragement or help with choreography or help with navigating? What could that look like for us as an agency if no one's ever taught what that should be like?
Hey, this is Susan Cooper. I can tell you, because I've done a lot of exit interviews with those people. Everybody new needs somebody guiding them.
I love that you said exit interviews, meaning they left because maybe they didn't feel supported. Is that where you were headed with that?
Yeah, because when you're new, you're scared, and if there's not somebody that reaches out to you to guide you, then you just get frustrated and give up. But I've also talked with a lot of people that have had a great mentor, and they're doing great in the agency now. So that's why I think mentors are very important.
All right.
I'd like to add a little bit to that. We are currently doing interviews right now, and at least half of the people we're interviewing are asking about mentoring as part of our training.
Wow. Wonderful. The ninth and final C that I want to talk to you about today is celebration. We talked about it the last time that we met. For those of you who were on the call, in a good mentoring relationship, a mentor and a mentee celebrate their relationship and the victories that they co-create. I want to make sure we put a pin in that they're co-creating together. You're working together to build a relationship that's going to steer the mentee's life journey in a compelling way. So they're going to come to you knowing what it is that they want or what they're interested in, and then you're going to use all of the things that we talked about earlier: conversations, commitment, curiosity, clarity, capacity, confidence, connections, and choreography to help them create what that journey is going to look like, and to help them make sure they're moving forward along their trajectory in ways that are mutually beneficial. Last but not least, a good mentoring relationship is a two-way street, because again, you both are co-creating what the future is going to look like. Now, you as the mentor are going to benefit too, because you have the opportunity to see everything that you're depositing into this individual, and then you're able to watch the growth that's going to happen along that journey. Good mentors are those that enjoy being of immense value. Again, underscore that word value. Good mentors enjoy being of immense value to others and seeing good things happen to those who are dedicated to creating a lasting legacy for themselves as well as to our agency. And so I'm quick and sweet this morning. That's all that I had to present to you guys, but the floor is open for any additional comments, or Scott, feel free to take the wheel for anything you want to see happen next.
Well, thank you, Denise. I would like to hear some dialogue from folks. I'd like to say to the folks who've already jumped on, of course, James, Grant, Denise, yourself, Misty, Susan, everybody, really appreciate you speaking up and getting involved and getting engaged, because that's what leadership's about. And that's the way this call started, with 2, 3, 4, 5 people just getting on early before another call and having a conversation and stirring up ideas. And to me, that is part of what a mentorship relationship also can be about. It's a back and forth, as you said, Denise, co-creating, because I believe mentors, if done right, have a great opportunity to learn a lot from their mentees, because that's the way a relationship generally works. Is there's an exchange, and both parties, should be hopefully benefiting from that. Awesome job, and not to be redundant, but like James said, felt like I was listening to a podcast. Very well done, very professionally presented, and you are very much appreciated this morning. So as I said in my email, I'm grateful to have you here this morning.